99.3 Nigeria Info.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. You're welcome to Daily Digest with Jimi Disu, and this is brought to you by MTN. One more time, I'm never tired of thanking MTN for sponsoring this program and giving us the opportunity to express ourselves. We'd like to welcome back Mr. Sheriff Quadri from his vacation. We have to do that formally, because he's helping me sit in for Zainab, who I hear will be here by the end of the month. And hopefully by the end of the month, I'll take my quarterly holiday. Just go find somewhere to sit down for 2 weeks. If you have any holiday place you want to invite me to, I'm all ears. I'm open anywhere except, of course, where. That one is out of bounds. I told the sheriff to see if he could host me in Ibadan. I said, but he's already come down to Lagos. He ran quickly. I know how to catch him next time. Right, today we are going to continue with matters arising that we did on Saturday, where we'll just look at issues, issues making the rounds, and it also gives you an opportunity for us to have a discussion. Please, when you do call in, try and call in from a very, very quiet background, okay? And I hope Solomon hears this. This is not the time to start playing with your twins. I wonder where Kelvin is and Comrade Akpan. I haven't heard from them. The same for Chief Darlington. I haven't heard from them for a while. It'd be nice to hear from them. In Kelvin's case, I know what to do. I know where to find him. Right. Today is a happy birthday to my very good friend, my paddy man, who unfortunately went to Igbobi College like his brothers. But next time he comes to this world, I'm sure he'll find another school to go to. Theo Lawson. Theo Lawson is an architect. And he was Freedom Park. He runs Freedom Park amongst the other things that he does. But you know that when the musician all these juju musicians are singing in praise of somebody, they usually add an awo to it. So it says Jimi Disu awo, Sheriff Quadri, that kind of thing. So his own awo is Yeni Kuti. So we say, happy birthday to Theo Lawson, awo Yeni Kuti. That's what it goes. Anyway, happy birthday, Theo. Please put a phone call through to them at Freedom Park. On my way out, I'd like to consume one or two of those bottles, as usual. Happy birthday. Now, let's get down to serious business. I want us to take a look at this editorial that I spoke about in the morning, and also to use that as an opportunity to guide a discussion on the autumn attack. The first thing that comes to mind is that, what do you believe? First of all, there was an attack. Do you believe there was an attack? It sounds like a base question, but that's where you start from. Was there an attack? Or was there something that looked like an attack? If you want to join us in this analysis business that we are doing, you must be open-minded. I'm sure you've heard during the war, in certain situations, you've heard of something called self-help injuries that have helped to spur or quell a crisis. So you need to get that out of the way. Now, listen carefully. This has absolutely nothing to do with the person of Governor Autumn. I'm looking at it from a strictly professional side to say that I need to get that clear in my mind. And the only person who has or the only group or the only body who has the I don't want to use the authority, but that can, open up this issue and let's know the truth, of course, are the authorities, the Nigerian police, the DSS. For God's sake and for crying out loud, this was a governor that was attacked. And it is claimed that he ran for a mile. Now, I'm choosing my words carefully. If you haven't heard what I'm saying, very well. We're on YouTube, we're on Facebook Live. You can always rewind. That's the benefit of these things. It is said that he was attacked. Again, it has nothing to do with the person of the governor or whatever. It's just the way my mind is. That's just the way. If you have an analytical mind, and therefore open yourself up to all kinds of possibilities. But you use some method of reasoning or whatever to knock off these things and come to a conclusion. The federal government hasn't told us who did this attack. I don't see anywhere where the police have issued a statement to say this is exactly what happened. And they've done their investigations. But for a country who lost a prominent journalist over 30 years ago, in the person of Dele Giwa, lost an attorney general, a sitting attorney general, lost a top personality, top politician in Lagos like Funshaw Williams, and many others. And we still don't know who actually did this. In fact, we don't even know who killed Chief Rewani. We don't know for sure. So for a country that has all that, there is very little hope that we'll be able to put a lead on who was after Governor Autumn. And that is why, like I said this morning, I disagree with this paragraph in the Punch editorial. I think it could have been better crafted. You see, it's not good for you to have a premeditated mind when you're a journalist. If you have a very strong bias on an issue, why don't you step aside and let one of your colleagues do it? And there is nothing wrong in saying that I'm sorry, this one I'm a bit biased. That's why it is said in the medical profession you don't allow doctors treat their relatives, when it gets to a certain point. Because the person who wrote this editorial, I don't want to use the word is biased. Because that's but has some premeditated notions. Otherwise, open-mindedness would have dictated that this sentence I'm about to read should have been reconstructed. It says here, without a doubt, you see, they even say without a doubt, Autumn was targeted for his policies banning open cattle grazing in Benue and his campaign to get the federal government to act to protect its people from the endless invasions of farms, settlements, and home killers, homes by killer Fulani herdsmen. I'm sorry, my reading, I'm sure that as you've noticed, is not too good. That's why I never made it to be a newscaster. I leave that one to Ambabatu and Biba. They are masters of that game. So if I wumble and fumble whilst I'm reading, please understand. You forgive me. God bless you, Sheriff. That's why I love you. No, I like you. I don't. It says that the chief and other nationalities of Benue, Taraba, Nasarawa, and Plateau states are locked in a battle for survival. It goes into the history of that. The Punch should have applied a bit of discretion. In fact, in even now saying that without a doubt, what if it turns out that isn't what happened? There's a prominent politician that was killed. And the first thinking, indeed, for the first few years was that, his killing was political. Indeed, fingers were being pointed at certain persons. But later, after the initial emotional whatever, people who were not close to him in whispers were saying something to the effect that, no, it appears between one or two persons. The issue of whether, he was, fiddling with their wives or whatever also came in. And any one of them could have used the advantage of knowing that at the time that killing was taking place, that they could get away with it. So we do need, like I repeat, to be open-minded about this thing. But I agree with the point when he says that Buhari for once should take charge, order, and effectively supervise the police to track down, arrest, and prosecute the plotters very quickly. It talks about Buba Galadima, another elder, said that the bandits were well organized, while Buhari's response was uncoordinated and he was treating banditry and kidnapping with kid gloves. The point says the danger is real, and I agree with them. Now, this calls for us to take a look at what has been described to me as Buhari's style. I spoke to a very, very senior official of the government, and we went into discussion, and he said, well, that's the man's style. And I said, any leader, anybody who wants to lead us henceforth, must fall into the Nigerian style and standard. And I've been, since my days in the other station where I was, I've been an advocate of let us have either a written or unwritten protocol policy that you don't necessarily put into the Constitution. For example, let us have and agree once and for all Whether anybody likes it or not, this is what we are going to call her. This is how we are going to address our leaders. This is where their wives are placed. But here we are now. In some local governments, the wife of the local government chairman is Madam. In some places, it is Her Excellency. In some places, they call her the First Lady of the local government. If she's the First Lady of the local government, the chairman of the ward don't call his wife. If that one too is the First Lady of the ward. You know, we need Governor Sowolu says, "Oh no, I don't want you to call me Excellency because of this, this, and that. I want you to call me Mister." Then Oshiomhole says we should call you Comrade Governor. So if you are going in between, if you are at a function, you call one Governor Excellency, you call the other one Comrade Governor. You know, and I think that we should have, not necessarily under the law, but a standard procedure for things. We should generate something like that, some general procedure. The idea that a president doesn't like to talk to the press, if he doesn't want to talk to the press, he has no business being president, period. That's the way it should be. I've had a strong argument, for example, we've had awaiting execution, we've had people on the line close to 20 years. Each governor will come. One governor came and said he's Catholic, he cannot sign a death sentence. If you cannot sign a death sentence, don't be governor. Or at least use your powers to influence the change of the law. We can no longer submit ourselves to the whims and caprices of an individual as to what we will take as a standard. Buhari's style is defective. I make bold to say that. His style is defective. His style of not seeing the need to carry what is called leadership. Leadership is symbolic, and to a large extent, perception is involved. Very simple analysis. Remember when you were a kid, no matter how bad the situation is, once your father shows up, you have a bit of peace within you, even though if it's a piece of the graveyard or it's short-lived. A nation needs to know that this is the thinking of the leader. First of all, we need to stress, without even having to be polite, that this nation doesn't belong to any individual. It's a collective. We have to get that one very clear and straight in our minds. It is a collective. And there should be a minimum standard of behavior, a minimum standard of practice that we should allow. When I say that the fundamentals have not been met and people are talking of restructuring, they always think that he's against restructuring. Nobody can be against restructuring. It doesn't make sense. Restructuring means change. There will always be change. As we move on in life, there'll always be a need to tinker with. But if you don't take care of the basics, you're going to fall victim that some of us fell into when we were insisting that the military should go and we wanted democracy. Now, I will now ask, if you ask the average person, the movement from military to democracy, has it improved his life in real terms? Has it helped corruption, which was one of the issues the military have? Has it done this? Has it done that? In most cases, the answer you will get is no. Because we put the cart before the horse. In moving from military to democracy, we didn't take care of the fundamentals. And we allowed people with their idiosyncrasies and their prejudices and whatever, we allowed them dictate the narrative. That's where we are now again on the issue of national conference or restructuring or no restructuring, and all these problems that we have here, including the one that involves. To be honest with you, if this were the era of somebody that I know very well, the problem would have been solved a long time ago. You know. So I've got to open up the lines for you. It's 9:21. How time flies. I'm going to open up the lines for you, and please, when you do, like I said, talk from a quiet background and choose your words carefully. I'd like to once more, warn our people. It is one. I'm not going to be polite about it, about the narratives that you put out there. I can see it is boldly written. Thank you very much. I'm not blind. You have to be blind not to see this. I'm talking of the female line. Yeah, you have to be blind. Sheriff putting so boldly. Okay, so please, what you do, you have to be careful about what you put out there. It reminds me of a tweet. Somebody tweeted at me. By the way, I wonder why every issue that comes up, somebody adds me to it. You won't take me popular. I won't fall for that trap. They always had, if a man was chasing his wife on Broad Street because she's in the car of her boyfriend, they will say, Jimi Disu, please no. So why do you keep calling me into all these things? One funny guy even said he disagreed with me, which I liked, but he now added, if you don't answer me, I will stop being your fan. The fan called AC me. I don't. I'm not doing this work to gather fans. I'm doing this work as one. Of course, I get paid to do it, but also as a means of contributing my own. And I keep telling people, don't go arguing about whether what I said is right or wrong and spend the whole day doing that. These programs and other programs, Sheriff, the one that does at 5, and all these programs we do, it's just to stimulate your thinking. Somebody says, you are the one who told us to vote for Buhari, you be zombie. You don't be zombie now. These programs are just to stimulate. You might not even, sometimes we are wrong.
Listen, I always tell people this when they say, Jimi Disu was one that told us to do that one was the one that said, I say, look, wait, when they tell you to do something, do you just do it?
Just do it. Okay, for those who said that I was the one who made them vote for Buhari, all of you, tell your wives to assemble in my house on Sunday morning. Let's all go to church. That's what laugh for. But talking seriously now, we should spend valuable time on valuable things, and you know, somebody is supposed to have, I think one of these presidential whatever is supposed to have an interview with the TV station. Then my name cropped in again. So, what thing concern me? What thing concern me? He said, "Oh, that was what happened when he also was supposed to go to Jimi." Segun Adeniyi has advised the guy on the protocols for these things. There are ways by which these things are done. Anyway, let's leave that one. Second base. I'm going to open up the line. You know what you know what the number is? 0. You see now. 0700 993 993 993. And the female line is 01465 7190. I hope Grandma will phone in. I haven't heard her voice for a while. I hope she does phone. Let me take the first caller. Hello, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Morning, who's this?
I want to be anonymous, please.
Why now? What is your problem? Okay, give us a fake name.
I want to be as analytical as you are.
Don't spoil the rhythm. Instead of saying I want to be anonymous, just say your name is Peter.
Because I want to be as analytical as you are.
Okay, I want to christen you Sheriff. Oh yeah, go on, Mr. Sheriff. I can't christen him my own name now. His voice is almost like your own. Yes, Mr. Sheriff, please go on.
Okay. The whole idea is to discuss issues. And it is very good for us to be analytical, as you said.
Yes.
Honestly, most of the contributions, let me say, for want of a better word, commonplace. We need to have deep thinking and reflective of what's happening in our country.
Yes.
For example, the issue of autumn. The issue of so many issues are just, bandied by the press. And that is not good without any investigation, without any reason. Secondly, the press has given power to all these unelected representatives of the people.
Yes.
I mean, why was it always that Arewa, something club has said this? Why should they see the headlines? Or what do you call them? What do you call it? Afenifere. And the other one.
Johannesburg.
Yes, they have no... They should be ignored. They are representative of the people. They have never been elected or voted into any office. Yet the press gives them so much prominence. You look at the newspaper, it is Arewa said this, or Hanane said that. Are you afraid of them? Is the press afraid of them? We can't have this kind of people hijacking the national narrative because from the narrow perspective they come from. That's why I always listen to you.
Thank you.
I really listen to you, because this is what I may call the catalyst, for real discussion. Let's reflect. We are a very great country. We have been loving each other. We stayed in so many places. There have been connection, race, families, through all the ethnic or nationalistic issues. So the national question should not be, solved by narrow perspective. We should be more analytical than we have been. And I know we can't, 200 million people cannot be as intelligent as you.
Yes.
But all at the same time, please, let's seize that. Talk about the good times.
Okay, thank you very much. I got to take a break. Okay. Yoruba said that Orukolonro, he spoke just like Sheriff. Didn't you hear that? Yeah. We'll take a short break and I'll be right back.
Hey! Omo, make you no sleep on top bicycle. This better don't tie rapper. For those of una wey never use una MTN SIM for over 15 days now, MTN don't charge. Come increase your welcome back of our woof to 12 times your recharge when you load 100 naira and above. Yes, so no be one, no be two, no be three, no be four, no be even 10. Now 12 times your recharge, then go take credit and data knock your phone. This one means if you recharge 100 naira, MTN go summer you with 900 naira credit plus 300 naira data bonus. If you can't recharge 200 naira, now 1,800 naira credit go drop for your phone plus 600 naira data bonus. Just make sure so you use *161 recharge pin hash take recharge and enjoy your bonus for up to 30 days. Omo, this one don't pass welcome back. MTN can add Shaw Banker second term on top self. Hey, where that my MTN SIM? Make me self begin follow enjoy better too.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
MTN Pulse. Do you? Dial *406# to join.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
You're listening to Jimi Disu right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Yeah, you're welcome back to Daily Digest with Jimi Disu, brought to you by MTN. Let me take another call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Morning.
Uncle Jimmy.
Yes.
This is Pastor Ladipo.
We know.
Calling from Orile.
We also know where you're coming from.
Uncle, my take this morning, until we stop this politics of money, we will not have an end to these issues. Now, if you notice something, you said something this morning, that gone are the days where you want to read Sunday paper because of the exclusiveness of the in-depth investigative journalism. Today is brown envelope. Why? Because our political atmosphere has been polarized with so much money. So desperation. People want to kill. People want to hire thugs in order to retain power. Why? Because there's so much money involved. Do you know in our local governments now, to even become a councillor is something else. And even when the person becomes, to even have access to them is a big problem.
Okay,
so
thank
this
you.
challenge must be dealt with.
Okay, thank you. Wes, get ready. I'll soon pick another call, but let me quickly then go to the other story that says that Akeredolu to Igboho, other separatists, steer clear of Ondo. And he says that the story says Ondo State Rotimi Akeredolu warned that the status for secession and disintegration to stay away from Ondo State. He said the people of Ondo State were not prepared to embrace the clamor for a sovereign Yoruba state being championed by activists, Igboho. Akeredolu said Ondo people had elected to cohabit as a federating unit in the country as it is presently constituted, I think we need, at least, okay, let the governors be bold enough to tell us on what side of the divide they are. Some mischievous gentleman, his initials are SKY, was to tell me this morning that who gave Akeredolu the mandate to speak on behalf of the Ondo State people. He was trying to pull a prank because I said Igboho has no mandate. I told him to go and sit under the shade. Maybe the sun is my friend, so I can talk this way about it. And we had a good laugh. Akeredolu has been elected by his people. He's the number one citizen of his state. He's been elected by his people. He leads his state in all matters of this nature. Just in case there are other people out there who might be thinking. And therefore, he has their mandate. You see, a man with a mandate is different from a man who has no mandate, absolutely. And who has not shown, all we've heard from Igboho, for example, is he's ready to lead his people. What is a clear path? You lead them how? Do you want to fight your way through it? Are you going to lead the rhetoric? Are you going to go on campaigns? How exactly? What is your modus operandi? We don't know. I believe, as a Yoruba person, that the Yorubas have contributed too much to leave this country for anybody. I don't think it, and that is very clear. That things are not working right is nationwide and has nothing to do with nationalism or whatever. It has to do with our selfish leaders. And the question I also ask is, who should tell us who is going to lead the new Yoruba land now when it is created? Is it a man from Oyo State? Is it a man from Ogun State? If it's from Ogun State, is it from Abeokuta or is it from Ijebu? If it's from Ijebu, is it from Shagamu or is it from Ijebu Ode? If it's from Ijebu Ode, is it from the Oduton family or from the Kuyoro family? If it's from the Kuyoro family, is it the Kuyoro family in the diaspora or is it the Kuyoro? The truth of the matter simply is we are the cause of our own problem. And we have allowed too many things divide us. Too many things. And some of them alien to us. Like this simple issue of religion. I still haven't been corrected. Basil Augusto was the founder of the Jamaatul Islamiyah. A Muslim sect in Lagos here. And they're doing quite well. That's the sect to which I was born. I was born into Jamaatul Islamiyah. And I remember his lectures. He was a Queen's Counsel. At that time, Chief Imam was a Queen's Counsel, the equivalent of SAN. And not even this SAN that we have to do. In those days, to be a Queen's Counsel, you jolly well had to earn it. And guess what? He was a lawyer for the Catholic Church at some point. So, but these days, you have issues of hijab. I didn't know anything about hijab until recently. I didn't know anything. I was born into a Muslim family. I still have Muslims all around me. I never heard of hijab. All I do know is that as a Muslim woman, you have to dress properly, decently, and cover your head. I've never heard that it says hijab. And like if you go to my Instagram, I have one Chief Imam there, beautiful man. If Joby said the man na Chief Imam, I wanted to send him a carton of whiskey. I got one bed whiskey. I don't drink it. Somebody gave me. I would have forwarded it to him. Now, that's just a joke. Don't go into an uproar over that. And because he has the same argument that I have. If you want your child to wear hijab to school, send your child to a Muslim school. There are enough Muslim schools. I don't know where all this argument is coming from. And because you see, like he also said, what is good for the goose is good for the gander. Are we now going to have schools where the Muslims must wear hijab? The celebs will say that, he's an anointed, he's a prophet, he can only wear sutana with no shoe. The one that comes from an Egungun family will be there. The one that comes from the Adamu Orisha. Are we now going to allow people go to school with the Fukpa, Igbadi, and all these things? And then we keep wasting valuable time. So the problem has always been us as a people. It's always been us. And I can assure you, that should you by any means whatsoever have an Oduduwa Republic, it will crumble within 48 hours. Over power sharing. Is it some of these same leaders that we have today that would now be leaders in Oduduwa Republic with no federal balance? Remember that, thank God for federal balance in terms of appeal court, Supreme Court, and all these things. It puts things in the balance. There are some states in Nigeria today, you can never win a case against government. There was a case here. I won't mention who was involved in that case. The judgment of the judge. Is that the right sentence now? Yeah. Thank you very much, Sheriff. The judgment of the judge said that they should go and settle out of court. Is that a judgment? Is that a judgment? I was even surprised that the computer village people, God bless them, they were able to win their case that some lady was collecting money from them, dues and so on and so forth. That is a miracle. That is the eighth wonder of the world happening in Lagos. I mean, so let's get these things right. I have my very good Egbon, I'm sure he's listening now, that I tease all the time when I want to increase, like, let me use local word, increase his temperature. I bring up this argument. Because you see, we have problems, but we are not looking in the right direction for a solution. Anyway, Akeredolu has told Igboho, and where does our own governor stand here in Lagos? Seyi Makinde, where do you stand? Akonde, where do you stand? It is important that you elected people, as senators, as House of Reps, all of you come out and declare your stand on these matters. So that if you are going to have, if it means having a, what do you call this thing? God, I'm tired. A referendum, so be it. Because really, there's nothing wrong in agitating to, there's nothing wrong as long as you go about it the normal manner and the legal manner. There's really nothing wrong. But you have to carry your people along. Okay, so our lines are going to be open. It's a very emotional issue. If I were you, this issue is very hot, I'll tell you to go to the toilet first before you come back. So, because in case your children are looking, you don't want to see the Some people can get very emotional about these things. Let me take the next caller. Hello, good morning.
Yeah.
Kelvin.
I greet you.
How are you? I was just asking after you. Hannah, where are you today?
This country matter to everybody, Jerry. Sometimes we just sit down the look like Anikulaku will say.
No, in fact, let me be honest with you, Kelvin. I'm confessing now. I wonder how you guys do it. But for my job, maybe I'll just go and be one professor in one university, maybe this American university in Adamawa, and be lecturing William Shakespeare and this. Because this our country, I can't look at the issue. Look at the simple issue of vaccination. They said the frontliners, the medical staff, OTO, as soon as the politicians hijacked it, leader. And we call anyway, go on.
You see, I've said it before on this platform. I was not around during the 30 months of that bloody war.
Yes.
I was not around. But I've read several books. I've read more than 10 books that relates to it. The last one I read the other time was The Challenge of Victory by Labi Sama. And the whole thing was completely unnecessary.
Yes.
It was an unnecessary sport that shouldn't have taken place at all. If people listen to the voice of reason. But it happens. And then about 4 million Nigerians, people just died. If we don't do something about these non-state actors we are creating, in the name of IPOP or Dudua or whatever, we'll be in problem. America is in problem today because they went to empower a certain man because they want to deal with Russia in Afghanistan. They went there and empowered that man. The man later turned against them and said, if these people can come and use me, that means they don't have the capacity to do it themselves. The man later turned against them. And by September 11, 2001, the war changed. They went to Kuwait to go and empower the other man in Iran to go and attack Kuwait. What happened? The same man turned against them.
Yes.
That is the danger of creating non-state actors. It will fall back on you in a very bad way. And I'm not happy with the president. When we are here busy complaining that Trump talks too much, he holds several meetings and several press conferences. We had a president who doesn't even talk to us at all. He doesn't even talk to us at all. The regular media that President Obama hosts every month, even President Jonathan, President Buhari has done it just once. I start to be corrected or I see that I seek to be corrected. Let any of the supporters tell me which other press conference that President Obama hosts every time. And you're telling me that he has his own style. What kind of style is that? Let us begin to think because what we are in, the country, we're in a mess. And if we have a leader that does not talk to us, look at him just every day. I see him coming to talk to his people. That's the purpose of leadership now. You don't have a leader that will just keep quiet. The day he became president, all his privacy was so that at Eagle Square. He's not a private man. He's a public man. The president is not helping matters at all. And we need to be careful. And understand, you talked earlier about, excellence and that. We have to ceremony in this country. It was in this same country that the governor went to America, shook Obama. He came back to his state and took the stuff all over the state.
Yeah, put the bill.
He left as a governor in his state for 8 years. He left his governor, his state, after being a governor for 8 years. And all of a sudden, a lot of things are looking at him. He has so many things linked to his name. But the man he went to go and shake in America does not even have a home. He went back to his rented apartment after being president of America. That's the kind of people we are. We have to ceremonial. We put you do it. We want to put your somebody here. That's the kind of people we are. That's why we're not making progress. President Buhari, speak to us. Even though you tell us thank you, like Jimi used to say, we will accept it now. Just talk to us. The silence is not good in.
All right. Okay, there's a photograph here. The youth of Ibarapa are staging the protest to demand the release of the 3 OPC members that were arrested in Ibarapa yesterday. That is another new dimension that could jolly well have been avoided. My advice to members of this group is that always be sure that when the chips are down, one, your leader will suffer the same fate with you. That doesn't make it any better. Or that he has a plan B that also includes you. History has shown, without me wanting to offend anybody, that those who have plunged their people into big major crises were the first and the last to hop on the plane when the crisis finally came to an end. And rather than wait and stand with their people, they ran away for many years and bound their people to the Philistines. I'm surprised Nigerians don't learn from that. Because of the sensitivity of that matter, I don't want to mention names. But you need to learn from these things. I thought Kanu was charged with 2-3 other people. He is somewhere enjoying himself in Europe. Where are the other 3 people he was charged with? Have they been granted bail? We need to be careful. We need to be careful. It's always easy for a man if you have an ambition. And we always put a premium on family, and your family are well taken care of. It's always good. It's always easy for you to, so that when escape time comes, it's just for you to cross the border and off you go. Now we are aware that some of them, during the day they are activists, at night they are whining and dining with the elites in the Koi side of life. Yes, we do that. The other one who sends them all on a rampage during the day, he goes to his nice school new house in Lekki 1. After they don't suffer them for Mushi and all these other places, he go sleep for. People should learn themselves to pray. I'll take another caller, a female caller this time, if you don't mind. Hello.
Hallelujah.
Daddy. Grandma.
Sir.
What?
Jimmy.
Auntie Grandma, how are you?
Thank you.
We have missed you.
I miss you too. I always listen. See, the first caller that you gave Sheriff.
Yes.
They have the same voice, so Sheriff.
No, they are not the same voice. I just wanted to.
Kevin, I don't know what Kevin is doing in Nigeria. He's supposed to be teaching history in Harvard University.
No, let him teach in Unilag now, Grandma. Let him teach our children.
Okay.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Papa uncle?
Baba wà láyé tiwọn náà, àwa náà wà láyé tiwa.
I hope you are well and good.
Yes.
Do you want to contribute anything? Do you want anything?
Yes, I want to talk about this refinery. Is it necessary?
Okay, go on.
Is it not waste of money?
What do you think should be done?
Personally, I think this money wants to be used for 2023.
But they're not taking cash direct like that, Grandma. But Nikira Rama one, you know the way these things happen.
All the years they've been
refurbishing.
Mbolo lead Wade.
Do you think they should sell the refineries, Grandma?
And they should. When some people wanted to buy it that time, they cancelled it.
Yes.
The same people now want to refurbish. Because what will all know? Because they always have words.
I will ask Sheriff. Sheriff mọ̀ pé ó súnmọ́ àwọn tó ń jẹ onídìí àwò ń bẹ̀rẹ̀.
Grandma, they said they want to revamp the refineries.
Revamp. Revamp. All the pipes tó ti rotting, tó ti bàjẹ́, tó ti lu òtẹ́kùtẹ́ ti jẹ àti gbogbo ẹ̀. How do they want to revamp?
Okay, we will ask you that later, Grandma. Thank you very much for calling. I'm happy to see you alive and well. Hello, good morning. Hello, morning. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, morning.
I'm glad to see you. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Yeah, I want to appreciate you for the great work you're doing there.
Thank you.
Yeah. Based on the issue we are discussing, there was a comment Captain Blade made on your show one day.
Go on.
It has been on my mind all this while.
Yes.
Yeah, Captain Blade said that. Yeah, that means that it will get to a stage where all these state actors will collaborate and sing this country. So since then, I'm trying to imagine a situation whereby Sunday we team up with Nnamdi Kanu we team up with Tompolo, all these state actors. Imagine what this country will be. Is that time President Buhari has stand up to his feet and make sure that he needs this thing in the boat. Thank you.
All right. Before I take the next caller, let me go through another story here that caught my attention. Insecurity in Nigeria in critical situation, says the defense minister. The story says that Defense Minister Major General Magashi said that Nigeria is in a critical situation considering the terrorist attacks, banditry, and kidnappings the country faces. When you say something is in a critical condition, it's almost coming to an end. What I mean is almost the end is probably nearer than you would imagine. So the question that I think I would like to ask from people is, where do you think all this is going to end? Now, let's get too emotional. Let's just try and take 1 minute because time is far gone. I think I have just about 5 more minutes, so I'll take about 3 calls. So go straight to the point, and then we'll go on. Okay? Let's go now. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Uncle Disu.
Yes.
Yeah, I just want to make some few comments. Number one, the people talking against IPOB and Odudua and every other non-state actors, I just want to ask them one question.
Yes.
That they should provide a solution. When these people are killing people, everything is so bad and the state is not doing anything. So do you expect people to just sit and just watch idly as things are getting worse? So I don't blame IPOB, I don't blame Odudua, I don't blame people clamoring for breakup or whatever.
Okay.
Nigeria is so bad. Then
I understand that.
Number two.
We have just a minute, man, because we have. I did take 2 other people before I go. Thank you very much. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
You have just 1 minute, please note that.
Yes, my name is Kyle Democrat. I'm calling from Australia.
Yes, please go on,
yes,
Mr. Magaji.
Uncle Jimmy, when you talk about breakups, there is a very valid point. I agree. And that's when we split. Look at what happened in Lagos State, sir. From 20 local governments to 57. What happened when they split? What we were promised is development because governance is supposed to have come closer to the people.
Yes.
But what did it create? It actually created more warlords, more economic value, but not for the people. So think about that state-wise or federal-wise. That's exactly what I see when we split into regions. What we just need to do is just to hold those there to their names and whatever and their integrity right now.
Okay.
I have just 1 minute. Uncle Jimmy.
You have just 1 minute. APC. Sorry. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, Uncle Jimmy, good morning, sir.
Morning.
Thank you. The first call I talk about the 3 groups that we protect.
Yes.
Uncle Jimmy, I see what is happening with our elected leaders as they play this for the politics. You get my point?
Yes.
So when they are not doing what they're supposed to do, so you see all these groups that are coming out to talk. And Uncle Jimmy, in my place, when my people say, Uncle Jimmy, I told you the other day, you've tried for us. Please, just calm down, please. Thank you.
Okay. I'd like to use this opportunity. It just occurred to me that my very good friend, Mr. Sonny Rabo, is his birthday today. And also Longlevru too, it is his birthday today. So I wish both of them happy birthday. The lady who called said that because of the failure of governance, that's why these groups are coming up. We are not against groups coming up who have clear intentions, and that is being polite and so forth, have clear intentions and are not doing these things for other benefits. And in any case, if you're going to have people lead you, surely they must have a mandate of some sort. They must have a clear indication of where they are headed. The fact that things are bad doesn't mean you jump at any straw that you see. Some straw that you might jump out might lead you into worse slavery than you found yourselves. But there's not enough time to do that. I'll just take one or two more calls and I got to be out of here. Good morning.
Hello.
Morning.
Uncle Jimmy, good morning.
Yes.
Ambassador Musa from Mushi. Let me quick. Uncle Jimmy, you know, you mentioned something the other time. Akula said something about this. He said that it's called that military must go movement. I will not say anything on that because I will answer this in my coming book. Now, Uncle Jimmy, you know what? To me, I find it difficult at times to understand the kind of government we are running in Nigeria here. Where a DPO, something happens in local government, where DPO should handle, DPO will look on the eyes of the commissioner of police. Commissioner of police look on the IG. The IG will look on the president, the body language of the president before they take action.
Yes.
By doing this, things must spoiled completely. Why can't you just put pressure on the governor to take over the complete secret of the state? Look, a governor being cased with a gun. Who is the secret officer of a state? Okujimi, something is wrong. Something is wrong for crying out loud. A governor, supposing governor died now, they will say, we're going to do investigation. Do happen in Rwanda? When this president was fired, that's why something happened.
Okay, thank you. I got to go. Right. Now, like I told you this morning, these programs, you could, if you run this program from now till 10 p.m., we still won't get to the end of it. It's just meant to stimulate thought and to clear our minds. Let us all have open minds about the things that happen around us. Tomorrow, you know, Mrs. Bankole turned 70, I think it was on Friday. So I'm celebrating her tomorrow. She's coming in with her daughter, and both of them are going to have a mother and child dear Bome, which should be interesting. It's tomorrow that the mother will know the kind of daughter that she has. And you know why I'm also excited, because the daughter in question is that mama called the Stallion. So we are in for a rollicking time tomorrow. Mama is just an old school teacher, you know. No, she worked with UAC. Old UAC mama just going her own ways. It's tomorrow she will know who the Stallion really is. So we are going to have a lot of fun tomorrow. That's what we'll do. I'd like to thank Sheriff very much for being around here. If Zainab is at home listening, very soon you'll be back here and then I can make my jabs at you as much as I like. I'd like to admonish you to please, let's all keep the peace. Okay, be careful what you put out in social media. I take God beg you. Like they will say, outside is very hot. Don't let them use your head to break coconut. That's it. Did I get it right? I said, come out for the Fabo. Don't let them use your head. Look, I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Bye.
Yeah. 99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.